gentlemen, we are live! It's time!
Hey, what is going on, everybody? We are now live on this Monday, late Monday afternoon, now going into the evening. I hope all of you are doing well. It is Monday, February the 9th, 2026, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is another live edition of Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share with all your friends on all social media platform, wherever it is that you guys share your videos and stuff like that on social media. And also hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever we go live here on the channel. As always, it is me, it is Steve. I'm back here again. How have you all been? How was your weekend, ladies and gentlemen? I can't hear you, but I hope it was a good one. I hope you made the best out of your weekend. Um, Valentine's Day is literally around the corner. I hope all of you out there, all of you who are, couples, you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever it may be. I hope you book your reservations in advance because let me tell you, restaurants are going to be booked to the wazoo. Going to be booked to the wazoo this coming Saturday. That is Valentine's Day after all, right? I just want to make sure I get this right. I don't want to be the one now at say something. It is not. Yeah, it's on Saturday. Valentine's Day is Saturday. I hope all of you, like I mentioned just moments ago, made your reservations in advance. The 2 nights that a restaurant is booked like crazy is Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. The 2 nights of the year where it's a bitch to book reservations at a restaurant. So I hope you guys booked in advance. But being that I'm single, I don't got to worry about that stuff. Oh my goodness. Outside of that, it's been a chilly. When I mean chilly, it's been brick this weekend here in my area. Has been brick. Like it's 5 degrees, but it felt like -10 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like, today has been warm for the most part, but it's not saying much. But the snow is still out there. You know, um, it's still there. I mean, it's not going to go away anytime soon. More than likely, by the time we get to the spring, it starts getting really warm. That's when all the snow is going to go away. Let's just hope it doesn't snow anymore. Let's just hope it doesn't snow anymore. How about that Super Bowl last night? How about that Super Bowl, huh? Was it exciting? Right? Did you win some money on the Super Bowl, on the big game? Did your team win? Was it everything that you expected from the Super Bowl? Was it? It was 29-13. The Seattle Seahawks have won the Super Bowl. Yeah, the Patriots, I don't know what happened. It just wasn't clicking. And what was it? Like there was like 3 or 4 like field goal kicks, right? Back to back to back. Yeah, it was a very uneventful Super Bowl. But let me tell you what was not uneventful. What delivered? What was arguably just chef's kiss? Benito, Bad Bunny, the Super Bowl halftime show. Because I'm aware there were 2 halftime shows, all right? But yeah, we're here to talk about Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny last night, the Super Bowl halftime show. My oh my, it was just awesome. It was a chef's kiss, like I just mentioned just seconds ago. He killed it. He fucking killed it last night. And look, I've seen a lot of people online, leading up to the halftime performance, right? Oh, it's shit. Why is he performing? Oh, why is he, you know, performing when he doesn't have a song in English? He's not American. I've heard all these like people, all these people making excuses regarding the Super Bowl. And then you heard more of it after the thing was over, after the performance was over. And I will say this, I am happy with what he did. I am thrilled to see what he did. I am thrilled as a Latino. I am proud. Like that's what he did last night. Bad Bunny made all of us Latinos. Doesn't matter. Again, when he named all those countries, right? If that's one of your countries, you should be proud. Be fucking proud. He went out there and he performed his heart out. Every little detail that was into this performance, like, bro, it just hit you in the feels, man. It hit you in the fields, in the freaking fields. It hit you. Um, but let me know your thoughts in the chat. What did you like from the performance? Um, I'll say this. I loved the appearances that we saw. Like we had Lady Gaga, and then you had Ricky Martin performing as well. Did not know Lady Gaga can dance salsa, so that was cool to see. There was cameos as well, like Cardi B was in the casita, along with Carol G, Pedro Pascal. Um, they were all getting down, they were dancing in the casita, right? Bad Bunny took a bump. I don't know if y'all caught that or not, but he did. But overall, like he delivered, man. He delivered, and again, if you are Latino, you should be proud, bro. The reason why I'm bringing out the flag today, the Peruvian flag is here, chilling on the mic stand here. I'm proud. I'm fucking proud, and that's what he did. Like Bad Bunny made you proud to be Latino. At the end of the day, at a time in the world where, let's just tell like it is. Right now, we are going through a time where people who look like me, who speak another language at home are being fucked with. Are being fucked with. And Bad Bunny last night wanted you all to, again, do not be afraid. Don't be afraid of dancing. Spread love. Hate is a strong, evil word. It is. That's why, again, but that message that he said at the end of it all, like, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And that is so fucking true. You know, um, there was a wedding. There was an actual wedding, literally during the halftime show, which I thought was pretty cool. There was again like every little detail that you can relate to. Like, yo, I was at one time that little kid who got like 3 chairs together and fell asleep. I can't tell you how many times as a kid I would go to a party. Like my mom and dad were like take me to these parties, right? And it got to a point where it's like, yo, we got there around, I don't know, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. And by 2 in the morning, they're still partying, they're still dancing. And there I am, like just trying to, get some sleep because I'm tired as all hell. Like I've been there before, so I can relate, you know. When he handed so there were some parts where there was cinematic stuff, right? The part where he went and gave the Grammy Award to the little kid, like, bro, that was just like, damn. The message is there, like, hey, man, when you believe, you can achieve, man. If you put your mind to it, anything is possible, and that is what I think people need to also understand in this whole thing. Let me read some comments real quick, and then I'll get back to more thoughts on the Bad Bunny halftime show here. Weston writes here, I've been a member now for 22 months. Let's effing go. SK and ATP. Alrighty. That's awesome, brother. Been a member for 22 months. Awesome. Bad Bunny did a good job. It wasn't the best Super Bowl performance, but it was good. Nah, brother. It was just awesome, dude. Follow, like, again, like, and here's the thing too. It could have not been anyone else. it had to have been Bad Bunny. It had to have been Bad Bunny. As far as the genre of reggaeton, trap, whatever you want to call it, Latin music, it had to have been him. He was the one to go out there and just represent the culture on his grand stage. That is the Super Bowl. You know, you also right here, it's like 69 degrees here in Texas, bro. Must be nice, bro. It must be nice to have 69 to be your area to literally have 69-degree weather. It must be freaking nice. But the reality is, like I mentioned moments ago, it could have not been anyone else. Like it could have not been Raul Alejandro. It could have not been um Daddy Yankee. Even though Daddy Yankee, let's be honest, a lot of people will say Daddy Yankee, Don Omar, Teo Calderon, Vico C, they all, they all walked so Bad Bunny could run. You know, it could not have been Nicky Jam for obvious reasons. Um, could have not been, Becky G, Carl G, which by the way, Carl G was there also dancing too in the casita, which I thought was pretty cool. Um, Bad Bunny, it had to be him. And mind you, I am an Eladio Carrion fan. I'm a fan of Eladio Carrion. Okay. And that's me saying that. It had to have been Bad Bunny. Factor in the week before, Homeboy won 3 Grammys. He won Album of the Year. And not one song on the album says there's not one song on that album that's in English. That's impressive. It's something that, again, it's unheard of. And it's impressive. And again, there's a lot of people out there. You're gonna see it online. Oh, there's a lot of hate. Oh, it's not American. He doesn't. Football is American. Oh, he doesn't speak English. You shouldn't have Spanish music. The same people, I guarantee you, the same people who in the 90s were doing the Macarena. They were doing the Macarena with no problem whatsoever. The same people who will say, oh, everyone should go back, but they will celebrate on Cinco de Mayo. I think people sometimes forget America is a country that was, built by the hard work of immigrants. A lot of immigrants who have who've come from different countries of the world, whether it be, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, Brazil, Asian countries, China, Japan, you name it, right? Countries in Africa, from all different parts of the world who left their homelands to provide have a better life, to come to America, provide not just a life for them, but for their children, so their kids can have the opportunities that they didn't have, and they can pass that on. And I think that's beautiful. I really, really do. And I ain't gonna lie, when he was saying all those countries at the end, right? When he was saying, when he said Peru, I ain't gonna lie to you, as a Peruvian, oh, damn it. I was like, if you will, hit you right in the feels, bro. It was awesome. It was all. Yes, I'm sure a lot of us have been watching that halftime show on repeat. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who don't even watch football, can't even name you one player that played last night that tuned in for the Super Bowl, that tuned in to see Bad Bunny perform the halftime show. A lot of people were calling it the Benito Bowl. I have a coworker who literally was like, oh, there's going to be a football game at a Bad Bunny concert, 15 minutes or so, but he made it work. He made the best out of it. Granted, there's some songs I wish he would have played, but I was fine. I'll take this. I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, in a perfect world, will we bring him back for one more year? Why not? But honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I do know he is still going to go back to doing his tour. But once this is done, bro, like there's been talks as well. Like there's a report. I don't know how many of you guys heard this or not. Um, but there was discussion. Like I guess there was a governor out there, um, there was a governor. There's not my bad. There was a senator. There was a senator who wants AEW to bring in Bad Bunny. This is from Ruben Gallego, by the way. This guy is Ruben Gallego. Um, he posted a tweet out. I don't know how many of you guys saw this or not, but this is basically what he tweeted. Ruben Gallego is a senator. Let me just keep this in mind. This shit's loading up. I have a lot of things happening right now as we speak. Um, but if you guys have questions for me too, feel free to drop in your questions as well. Um, but yeah, Ruben Gallego. Just see something here real quick. He's a senator. I know that for a fact. He is, yeah, he's a senator, right? From Arizona. He basically tweeted out, hey, this is what he rewrote. He wrote here the following: Tony Khan, it's time for AEW to solidify a huge fan base. Bad Bunny loves pro wrestling. Need him to make some appearances. Just no stretcher match, please. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm very, very sure that Bad Bunny, once this is done, I'm pretty sure Nick Khan was on the phone with him. Was on the phone and was trying to probably get him to wrestle at WrestleMania. I mean, who knows? Maybe we see Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny, right? I know Jake Paul said some stupid shit on Twitter yesterday. That was deplorable, disgusting. It's funny because say what you want about Puerto Ricans and what you feel, right? But homeboy, remember, you moved to Puerto Rico. Remember that. One of your top stars of your boxing brand, MVP, is Puerto Rican. I know Logan, had to correct him and stuff, but still, it's just one of those things where again, it was just so fucking stupid. And again, maybe you do, hey, at WrestleMania, Bad Bunny, I don't know, somebody, maybe Damian Priest, right? A tag team match. I don't know. But point of the matter is, I wouldn't be shocked if Bad Bunny makes an appearance at WrestleMania. And I know there's people out there who think, hey, because Bad Bunny has these certain beliefs and he's not down with this current administration in this country, that why would he go to WWE considering their relationship with the current administration? People forget, Bad Bunny has always been a WWE fan. Like he's a wrestling fan, but he's always, was down with WWE. Yeah, granted, he was at a CMLL show a couple of months back, right? But I just don't know. Like honestly, could he go to AEW? I mean, we never say never, right? Never say never. Anything is possible, right? But the idea of him showing up in AEW, I mean, look, if Tony's willing to throw the bag, I don't see why not. But the reality is, I wouldn't be shocked if he's not. I wouldn't be shocked if he's at WrestleMania this year in Vegas. Again, you need an attraction. And what better attraction than to bring in halftime Super Bowl halftime performer, Grammy Award winner, Bad Bunny. Once again, I'm for it. I don't know about you guys, but I'd be down. I really, really would be down. But like I said before, happy for the guy. He killed it, tore the house down. The people who are gonna hate, let them continue to hate. Let them still live their lives miserable. Let them continue to live their miserable lives at the end of the day. Again, I enjoyed everything about it, every little detail that he brought in. It's like everyone from all different parts of Latin America for one night for 15 minutes, we were all Puerto Rican, you know? So, again, congratulations to Bad Bunny on a successful halftime performance and let everyone just fucking hate and be miserable and just, be fucking miserable. Simple as that. But yeah, man, overall, the Super Bowl halftime show was great. It actually generated, I believe, 135 million viewers. And that's just Bad Bunny alone. I think it's the highest out of all the halftime performances at the Super Bowl, right? You think about this too, man. Bad Bunny now joins an elite group here. You know, he joins Whitney Houston, he joins Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Kendrick Lamar, Bruno Mars, Beyonce, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, um, Jennifer Lopez, Shakira. The list goes on. I can, of all the people that perform, Paul McCartney, Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson, right? So again, bro, what a awesome group to be in, to be connected with, right? For those who perform the Super Bowl. That's awesome. Fucking awesome. Um, what was not awesome was the Turning Point halftime show. So I did catch clips of it because I was just curious, right? Like, what is this all about? It was basically their attempt to counter program the Super Bowl halftime show. Very, very patriotic American, if you will. And, they got some viewership too. Let's not take that away from them because they did get I think about like 4 million viewers. Um, I just want to make sure I get this right here. I want to make sure I get this right. I want to make sure I get this right, folks. They actually generated about 5 to 6.1 viewers. It's still happening. The viewership is still going up as we speak on their YouTube channel because they were trying to, I guess, stream this on Twitter, but because of licensing, they weren't able to. So that was kind of like a lull, if you will. And they ended up just streaming it on YouTube. And based off what I saw, look, it's not a number to frown on. I'll say that. But if you watch it, right, even for just out of curiosity, I don't know, like, did they perform this in a studio? Was this like were tickets even sold for this event? It looked like they were inside of a studio. That's what it looked like, in my opinion, from my observation. And yeah, it had the I guess the headliner was Kid Rock, where he lip synced. And he looking like a Timu Joe Exotic for the most part, but that's beside the point, okay? But again, Bad Bunny stole the halftime show. He killed it. And all I gotta say to anyone out there, follow that, ladies and gentlemen, and be proud. Don't let no one tell you not to be proud of what you are, what flag you wave, what culture you're from. Be proud, embrace it. At the end of the day, but now let's get into some little wrestling talk here because we got to get some wrestling talk in here, right? After all, this is like a wrestling podcast. I just had to get this out there. And as far as like wrestling stuff happened on, I guess, SmackDown, Drew McIntyre responded to Roman Reigns and CM Punk. As you guys already know, at WrestleMania, CM Punk is going to go back to the main event as Roman Reigns chose CM Punk to challenge him for the World Heavyweight Championship, right? And in their back and forth exchange, they were throwing some digs at Drew McIntyre. And Drew on Friday responded. He had to respond. Okay, there's no way you're going to have Drew McIntyre just, go out there and not address the comments that were made on Monday. It was just not going to happen. And Drew went out there, and I thought he delivered a very good promo, a good response. It upset him, right? That, what they were saying, that he felt that they were disrespecting not just only the brand of SmackDown, but also the title, making it seem like the title is a second-rate belt, and it's not. If you think about it, the last two WrestleManias, the belt that Drew is currently holding, the WWE Undisputed Championship, has been in the main event. And I'm talking night 2. Okay, I know there's some of you out there who don't really consider like night 1 as the main event. Oh, that's not a real WrestleMania event. It's not a real WrestleMania main event. The main event is night 2, right? It's fine. But if you realize it, right, the last two WrestleManias, right, it's been headlined by the Undisputed Championship, right? And now that Drew is holding on to the belt, it looked like that's not going to be the case this year. It's not going to be the case, right? and he talks about how, he's been in WWE, right? Through all the bullshit, right? When the going got tough, when the world shut down, he was still there, right? And if you were to ask, the former champions like the Bruno San Martino, the Hulk Hogan's, the Bret Hart, the Shawn Michaels, the Steve Austins of the world, right? If you were to ask them, if you were to say that, hey, the current undisputed title is a secondary, they will slap you in the face. But again, I thought Drew's delivery here was great. He needed to address what happened, right? But the reality is, like, buddy, you're not closing night two. You're likely to close night one. And honestly, for the love of God, do not make it Drew and Cody. No, I do not need to see that again. Please add Jacob Fatu. For the love of God, add Jacob Fatu to the mix. That's what needs to happen, in my humble opinion. But we'll see how it goes. But we do know that the chamber match for the men's elimination chamber, we already know that it will be to see who will face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, right? That's going to be, I guess, the prize here now that Roman Reigns selected, CM Punk. So as far as the men's goes, we just know that Randy Orton is the only one that is qualified to go to the chamber. He's the only one who's qualified right now. And for the women, it's Tiffany Stratton. So they're going to add more people. There'll be more qualifying matches this week. But I will say this, you need to do a triple threat for Drew's title. It needs to be Drew defending the title against Cody and Jacob Fatu, in my humble opinion. That needs to be the way things go here, okay? Moving on here, moving on. Also, what else happened here? Oh, yeah, so today there was a report. I don't know how many of y'all saw this or not, but it's a report regarding AEW's Double or Nothing 2026. It's being reported here by, I believe, of Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast. He reporting that AEW will bring the pay-per-view, that being Double or Nothing, to New York City in 2026. Zarian noted that Double or Nothing is scheduled for Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York in May of 2026. So it's in the, so for those of you that don't know, the Louis Armstrong Stadium is literally in the same complex of Arthur Ashe. The only difference is Arthur Ashe holds about 23,771 people. Like, it has that capacity. The Louis Armstrong Stadium holds a capacity of 14,000. Now, keep in mind, that's for a non-wrestling event. So if you think about it, right, if they do a wrestling event, you probably will have, like, more than likely, probably the way with, if they're set up, probably 10,000 people in there, which is still not a bad number. I might go to the event. I think, again, bringing it to New York, Double or Nothing is cool. My only thing is, in base of my observation, and if I'm wrong on this, please correct me. Louis Armstrong Stadium doesn't have a retractable roof. Let's just hope it doesn't rain that day. I hope it does not rain, because if it does rain, a lot of people are going to be cooked. And that's the last thing you really want to have happen right now. The last thing you want to have happen is you have this show and it starts fucking raining. Not only that, but it's springtime rain where the thunder hits and it's just pouring water. That's the last thing you want to have happen. So hopefully there's a retractable roof. I hope, but yeah, we'll see. I'm more than likely to go. It's in the New York area. Being that I live now further south of Jersey, I might have to double travel, but we'll see. I mean, not really. I'll just travel for the one day and that's it. But we'll see, because I'm pretty sure they'll try to make a weekend out of it. But we'll see how that goes. But I'm considering of attending the show. I don't see why not. And again, guys, if you are from the area, if you're gonna go, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on social media. Also, AEW is having an event this Saturday. It is Grand Slam, Australia. This is the matches they have currently set up. And I'm just going to give my quick little early preview here, my early preview for the event here. Okay. You have John Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita for the Continental Championship. It should be a good match for the most part. I do think in this match, you should give it to Konosuke Takeshita. Have Konosuke win, and then you run back that Okada match at Revolution. And then that's where you unify the titles again. And you know what? Give a win to Konosuke Takeshita. Give Konosuke Takeshita the win. Have him beat John Moxley. Have him beat Okada. Why not? Let's see how that goes. You have Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir in a mixed tornado tag team match. The one who gets pinned will have their head shaved bald. So I read this wrong at first. I was under the impression that the losing team gets their head shaved bald, but no, it's gonna be the person who gets pinned. And you look about, if you think about it, right? Wheeler Yuta has a giant fucking mop on the top of his fucking head. More than likely, he is gonna get the fucking he's getting the fade in Australia. They're gonna turn on those clippers and it's gonna be a one room. I hope he gets a shape up. I hope they line him up at least. At least line him the fuck up, you know? I'm pretty sure AEW does have a barber on the go that will set that up. You have Harley Cameron and Maggie. You have Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford for the women's tag team championship. Now, last week on Dynamite, Megasis, that's what they're calling the team, right? Of Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, picked up the win in a women's tag team title eliminator. I will say this, you know what? You know, Willow Nightingale is already the TBS champion, you know, as it is. So I would not mind them having them drop the belts. I think also you got to give some gold to Megan Bayne. Let her carry a title, for crying out loud. So I'm going with Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford to get the W. And also, you're not gonna have two Australian people go over here. Like if Tony Storm gets the pin, the winning pin for her team, or it's a mixed tag team match, right? So don't be surprised if Tony Storm pins Wheeler Yuta, right? It's AEW, for crying out loud. Then don't be surprised. I would not be shocked, right? So we'll see how that goes. You have Andrade El Idolo versus Hangman Page, and the winner will receive a world championship opportunity at Revolution. I think the match itself should be a very fun match. I think, you know, Andrade's been on a roll. He's pinned Swerve Strickland. He's pinned Kenny Omega, two former world champions. You know, if it was up to me, because I know for a fact, like, yo, they're going to continue the Hangman story with MJF. But I'll be honest, if it was up to me, I would have Andrade go over. I think Andrade should go over, but you're not going to have two heels go at it at Revolution. You're just not going to do that, right? If it was, like I said before, if it was up to me, I would have Andrade El Idolo win. Matter of fact, Andrade won some gold over the weekend. He won a world championship in Germany. So that should tell you something, right? But reality is the way they're going with it, they're going to go with Hangman Adam Page to get the win. So there's that. And after this, you have the main event, MJF versus Brody King. For the most part, look, Brody King this past Wednesday on Dynamite literally beat MJF in about 60 seconds. There's some people who are not with it. There's some people who are not happy with that decision. And I can understand. You don't pin your world champion like that, right? And then I saw people respond, what about what Daniel Bryan lost to Sheamus in 16 seconds or whatever it was at WrestleMania? You know, it's not the first time that this has happened in wrestling. I get that. But you want to, I guess, show the dominance of Brody King, right? Going into this match, right? After all, MJF did say that Brody King needs to beat elite level competition. Even if Hangman Page got involved or not, doesn't matter. It happened. I just don't think history repeats itself in Australia. It's not going to happen. I think MJF does get the win. He finds a way. Maybe someone gets involved. Maybe someone we have not seen in a hot minute make an appearance. right? Maybe that happens. Who the hell knows? But I'm gonna go with MJF to retain his world title. And funny enough, MJF and Brody King got a lot of media attention. So if you guys remember, before the match on Wednesday, there was a massive chant of "fuck Ice," which I agree with. Fuck Ice, fuck them, right? Fuck all of them. And it got a lot of media attention. And good for them. Good for them. Good press or bad press is still press at the end of the day. So good on them for that, right? I just found it funny the look on MJ's face like when it was happening. But I'm gonna go with MJF. Chief writes here. Um, I don't know how Brody beat MJF. I could care less for the rematch. That's just me. That's fine, brother. It is what it is. But that is, as of right now, the Australia show this Saturday. Now, I don't know. Will there be a March Madness? Oh, my bad. A college basketball game happening before that? Will there be an all-star game? Matter of fact, when is I just also when is All-Star weekend? It's not this week coming up, right? Oh, okay, Sunday. So damn, so this Saturday might be the 3-point contest and the slam dunk contest, huh? So pretty much, if I'm gonna guess here, it's gonna take a back seat once again, right? And then probably go live at fucking what 11 p.m., 12 a.m., right? I might stay up to watch it. I might stay up to watch it. Maybe, me and the gang will watch the show because I need something to review on Kitchen on Monday. So there's that. Um, so we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, that's overall, that's what's happening. Can we just acknowledge the fact that AAA Lucha Libre is cooking? I've heard some stuff about it. Like I know Dominic is still their world champion. I really haven't been watching that much of it because it's enough on my plate as it is. Okay. Um, funny enough, like me and the boys were like watching the game right as a family yesterday. It was me, Romeo, and Walter. We were watching the game, and then after the game was over, normally we will watch like an old like wrestling match here and there, but we decided to watch, believe it or not, we decided to watch um we decided to watch some old content from this channel. So we're talking videos from like 2014, 2013. Some of the old streams. I don't know how many of you remember those old streams from back in the day. Some of it was from Team Mill podcast days, right? Some of it was from the early days of Around the Point. So we were watching them, right? And one of the stuff that we were watching as well was and I don't know how many of you remember this. And if you do, please let me know in the chat if you remember the random Sunday hangout, where basically a bunch of us would get on a Google Hangout on a random Sunday and just shoot the breeze, which really got me thinking, to add a Sunday show here on the channel. My plan would be it won't be every single Sunday. The plan would be 2 Sundays a month. It'll be bi-weekly. It will be bi-weekly on Sundays, right? I still got to talk with the boys, see what's up with them if they're down with it. But being that also, I want to factor this in too. I don't want that to just be a pure wrestling show. Because remember, on Monday, I do this. I do Steve's Kitchen, where I do talk about wrestling stuff as well. Just keep that in mind. So we'll talk a little wrestling here and there, but it's still in talking phase. I'll give more details about it in the upcoming days. Okay. So by the time we get to Thursday for something about Dynamite, I'll have more details on that. You dropping the link for the watch along on that Saturday? More than likely, but again, it won't be a live thing. It'll just be us watching like one big ass family, depending what time it is. Can we get a throwback episode of the Team Hill podcast, including the intro of how you are now listening to the Team Hill podcast, including brother? That's on my old computer, which I don't even have anymore. All those files are gone. And to be honest, like Teen Hill Podcast is no more. Like the spirit of it is here. Like the spirit of Teen Hill Podcast is here within Around the Point Network. Funny enough, originally when I was doing, if you guys remember at the end of 2022, when I told you guys that we're going to be doing weekly shows on the channel, like if you guys remember when I told you guys at the end of 2022, like, yo, in 2023, we're going to be doing weekly shows, right? Like Raw Rundown, Let's Talk NXT for as long as that lasted, right? Something about Dynamite and all that other stuff, right? At first, when I was going to rebrand the channel, at first I was going to call it Team Heel Network. But then I got to thinking, like, wait a minute, there's already True Heel Heat. And I don't want it to come off like we were copying, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let's just call it Around the Point Network, ATP. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like watch like a family. Yeah, more than likely for sure. Yeah, for real. If I'm not tired, if I'm not exhausted, we'll watch like a family. I don't see why not. I don't think there's any UFC fights happening this Saturday, so I don't see why not. For sure. For sure. And also factor in, I'm single. I'm not going out Saturday night on Valentine's Day. All right. The love of my life, my sweetheart, she's somewhere out there. Somewhere out there. One day. It's happening, y'all. I'm gonna settle down. I'm gonna have a little me's and all that stuff. It's coming. All right. It's coming. But that's also happening. I also know like Ricochet was also in the news. I don't know how many of you guys caught this or not. Um, I don't know if you remember, but Ricochet was kind of also in discussion this past week. Where I guess he went on a podcast, right? And he talked about how he felt that WWE killed his passion for wrestling. And it got people so upset. It got people so angry, like an uproar, like, oh my God, why would you say that? What's wrong with you, man? You people would not know who you were if it was not for WWE and stuff like that. And keep in mind, he referenced his main roster run, which I'll be honest, it's totally understandable. He has a right to feel how he wants to feel. Can't change that. You cannot. And if that's how he feels, that's how he feels at the end of the day. Like when you think about it, right? When you look back at Ricochet's run in the Fed, his NXT run, chef's kiss, fucking awesome, right? Go back and rewatch the match with Adam Cole. I believe it was Takeover Brooklyn 4. I believe it was, right? Go back and rewatch his match with Velveteen Dream, right? When he was in those War Games matches, right? When he was the North American champion, go back and rewatch those stuff, bro. It's fucking awesome. Okay? Fucking awesome. And I'm not saying that his run on the main roster was the worst thing. No, because they've done some stuff with him, right? He was former Intercontinental Champion, former US champion. He feuded with AJ Styles, right? He got fed to Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia, but it just wasn't the same. Like when he left, right? He was able to be who we all remember when he was on the independents back in the day. Like, bro, in 2013, 2012, a lot of people were calling Ricochet arguably the best high flyer in the world, right? And now that he's in AEW, you're reminded of how amazing he really was when you take away the shackles. That being said, where I did not agree with, and I'm going to mention this now. There's a tweet that he goes on to say, right? And there's one of them that I did not agree with, right? So he goes, because again, one thing about Ricochet, he's arguing with people on social media, right? He'll argue back with fans here and there, and this is what he basically said in one of the responses, right? This is what he said. Same thing happens to Balor, Shinsuke, Apollo, and many others. WWE kills legacies and love for the sport. It's what they do best. Now, look, he has a right to feel how he wants to feel, like I mentioned. The one thing I do not agree with, and it's kind of like a dick move, you named people. You named Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Apollo, who's been in the company now for more than 10 plus years. Okay. And if they wanted to, they could have left. If that's how if what he's saying is true, if what he is saying is true, that's how they really feel, then you know what? Maybe, just maybe, they should have not re-signed. But they do. They keep on re-signing. But at the same time, I just would not gone out there and say that. Because what this does is like, hey, if I'm people in TKO, I'm sitting these guys down. Like, all right, is it true what you're saying? I know, like, and there was also a report, the people in WWE were frustrated or infuriated by what he said. I know Shane Helms kind of like killed that noise, like, oh, it's not really true, but yeah. I just, again, if I'm Ricochet, I just would not name drop people, but hey, it is what it is. Two things can be true. At the same time, in WWE, he wasn't booked well on the main roster. But if it wasn't for WWE, a lot of people wouldn't know who he is. The problem is with that, like, I get what you're trying to say, but we live now in a day where social media can take you so far, right? You can watch on social media a spot from an indie show that can go viral, right? Granted, and it's what you do with that reaction, what you do with it, right? It can take you that far. Ricochet got to chill out. You don't name drop. What the fuck is wrong with him? They still working there. Yeah, absolutely. They're still working there. I miss when people used to call in, bro. Would you consider that again at least for PLEs? The problem with that is, and I said this before, and I'm gonna say this again, and I hate repeating myself, but I'll do it anyway because I love you guys. Um, because I have a Mac, I have a virtual mixer on a Mac, especially on my Mac, is a bitch. I've tried multiple times how to get it to work, and I had it at one point, but being that now we're with StreamYard, I guess it'll be easy for me to just provide the link and just bring people on. But I would love to. I would love to bring back the old call-in number. The problem with that is too, Skype doesn't exist anymore. Like back in the day, the number that I used for y'all to call in was a Skype number, and I was paying for that on a monthly base, like I think $20 a month. Skype doesn't exist anymore. So to get a number, it's kind of like, I guess what I'd have to do is if you want to call in, it'll most likely just be channel members. So that will be another perk. If you're a channel member, you get to call in when we do like PLE reviews and stuff like that. That's probably how it's going to go down. All right. But we'll see how that turns out. But again, one of my ideas is to bring back the random Sunday hangout. The only difference is not going to be every single Sunday. The idea would be to do it, like I mentioned moments ago, bi-weekly. So just 2 Sundays a month, right? 2 Sundays. But I don't want it to be heavy on wrestling because obviously the next day I do Steve's Kitchen. So I gotta, save some of that energy for Steve's Kitchen as well. So we'll work it out. I'll give you guys more details. By Thursday, I'll give you guys more details on that and what's the plan and what's gonna happen and all that stuff. All right, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, Raw's in about 30 minutes. More than likely, Roman Reigns will not be there. More than likely, we will hear from CM Punk because now you want to hear what he has to say because last Monday he got cooked by Roman Reigns. He got cooked. So now you want to hear what he has to say. All right, how he's going to respond, which is going to be must see. I also heard Braun Breaker suffered a hernia, so he's going to need surgery, which is very, very unfortunate, you know? What are you looking forward to on Raw, bro? I just mentioned it. I want to hear what Punk has to say. How does he respond to Roman Reigns? Because, again, it wasn't CM Punk and Roman Reigns that we saw last Monday. It was Phil Brooks and Joe Hawaii talking back and forth. So I want to see what's going to be Punk's response. All right. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Much love to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I love each and every one of you. Whether you're watching live, whether you watch the playback, love all of you. Remember, be proud of who the fuck you are and where you come from. Be proud. Don't let no one tell you differently. Okay? I'll be back tomorrow for the Raw rundown. Hopefully, Raw is better this week than it was last week for the most part. Let's hope. Let's fucking hope. All right? You guys know where to check me out. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. Follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. That's going to be it for me, guys. Much love to all of you. For myself, for the gang, for Bad Bunny, hey, Benito. This has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.
Body. Yeah.